I've been doing the exercises every day. In the morning and the evening I tell myself what I'm grateful for, what I appreciate, just so I appreciate what I have. Thinking positive about everything and not being negative about everything. I'm meeting with Brian tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. Tammy and Louise have already seen him and they've told me loads about it, so they've had a great experience with him, so I'm looking forward to it.
Hi, it's me again. I just got back from my first session with Brian and I'm amazed. And right now I'm so emotionally, I can't put it into words. I'd say that I'm happy. Happier than I've ever felt in a very long time. I know that the journey is not over. I know that I have a ways to go still, but I can promise you one thing. I think I'm at least 70% there already, and I cannot believe that.
Gosh, that's quite an incredible result. Louise was saying she was very emotional after the session as well. We'll have all the information on Brian's techniques, the ones that he showed you today. I mean, just fun. Do them. They're a bit of fun. See how it goes. rte.ie/the afternoon show. Also Airtel page 365. Mora.
Now, thank you, Shayna. Now, in just a minute, dish the takeaway. And
we have to show them to everybody. Okay, brilliant stuff. Thank you very much for that. Everybody enjoy your party wear, and we'll have all the details, as we always do, on the website. Also have them on the new Airtel page. It's 340 now, so don't go into the old one. You won't find anything there. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Maura.
now, thanks, Shayna. From party dresses to the party season, does the thought of social situations make you tremble? Do you fall at the first hurdle when making conversations with someone new? Well, you can get past that with the help from our therapist, Brian Colbert, as Elaine Bogle is doing in her emotional makeover. Let's take a look.
I am really looking forward to today. Hopefully have a good chat about everything and just get everything out in the open, and just really looking forward to what he's going to do. I was talking to Tammy, she said she had a great time, so I'm just really nervous because I don't know what to expect. So hopefully when I go in I'll be a bit more relaxed and then I'll know exactly what I'm doing.
Now, Elaine, what we're going to do today for you is that we want to have a look at your image of yourself, how you're actually looking at yourself, and we want to build some social skills for you as well. So can we just start by asking you to close your eyes? Can I ask you just to close your eyes for a moment? Best just to take a deep breath in and take a nice but gentle breath as you exhale. And allow yourself to begin to relax. Let everything that's in the room just fade and blend into the background. All I'm interested in you doing now is just becoming curious about how you can begin to relax in company, how you can relax in a way in which you'll be amazed how easy it is these days and in the future to become and stay more relaxed. So you can simply be at ease and pleased that you're finally going in the best direction for you. Beginning to realize that this is truly your time to shine. Your time to begin to use the powerhouse of your own mind, to be able to direct yourself in a way so that you can begin to make the changes. Some you'll be aware of now, but more you'll be aware of later on. But all I'm interested in you doing is just relaxing all the way down through your neck, and your shoulders can soften and relax your arms. What I'm going to ask you to do now is to make sure that this has worked for you. I want you to go out into the park with Jonah, with your mum. I want you to walk up to someone. I want you to create a conversation with them. And I want you to hold that conversation for a few minutes. I want you to relax, be comfortable, and make it happen for yourself.
So Brian's given me a project to do. The point of the project is just to go out, just to start a conversation with somebody, see how it goes, just so to build up my confidence that I can make conversation. I'm really nervous about having to make conversation with a complete stranger, but I know Brian knows what he's doing, so it's all for good. I'm really looking forward to the next few days and few weeks just to see how it all progresses.
I feel that I've been cut off in the middle of an episode. How did you get on when you went out there in the world talking to strangers?
Brilliant, yeah. I mean, it was so easy to do. Just go out and talk to somebody and not really, like, it's so easy to do, really.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
What did you do? You walked into the park?
I was actually in the shops, just
Okay.
started talking to a woman with a baby around the same age as Jonah and just asking questions, how old he was, and that's how it
And no
happened.
problem?
No.
Brian, welcome. I noticed she was very relaxed there during that session.
For sure. Yeah.
Is that part of it, just to relax the person?
Well, it's the biggest part of it, really, is just to relax and to be yourself, because you can be sure that Elaine, when she's at home, she's chatting away, and she's a very chatty person, really. It's when people go out into a social situation to decide that they've got to be someone else. What we need to do is to get Elaine to be herself out in a social situation so she can
Like
chat.
she is at home. But
Exactly.
Elaine, you're very young. You're only 24. Were you like this? You have a baby. Were you like this before you had the baby, or is it this just recent?
I've always been like this, but just having Jonah made me push myself to get out there and just be myself, because, like, I'm going to have to do it for him.
Yeah. And were you shy always, Elaine?
I've always been shy, but when I'm in situations with people I know, I'm okay. It's just when I don't know someone, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. And do you feel kind of nervous about what you say? Do you feel that people are going to be looking at you, or do you wonder and worry about your next word?
Yeah, I'm always worried, like, oh, what will I say next? And to the point where I'm not listening to what they're actually saying.
Yeah, that you're saying, oh my God, what am I saying next? Okay. All right, well, basically, Brian, you're saying you've got general tips, really. As you said, you know, you worked on the lane there, but you've got general tips for people watching today.
Yeah, for sure. See, a lot of people think that it's, you know, these are skills that are quite natural, but they're not to some people. So one of the things to do, very basic stuff, is that when you're going to meet someone, or when you meet someone, is just to smile, make eye contact, just to relax, to make them feel safe. And it's really critical that you focus on them rather than you. Rather than what's going on in your head, you actually focus on them.
This is the initial kind of greeting,
This
shall
is
we
initial.
say?
This is what we call shop talk, or phatic communication, basically.
Okay.
It's just simple stuff. You're talking about safe stuff, stuff that's non-threatening. You talk about the weather, talk about the news, talk about, you know, very, very light things, maybe even about clothes, whatever it is, but simple stuff that's non-threatening.
Great, okay. And what do you do after that then? I mean, you talked about cathartic conversation.
Yeah,
Can you
this
explain
is-
to me
well,
what that
see,
is?
Yeah, well, basically, it's just deeper level communication, whereby you can actually literally let go of the defenses. So what happens in any communication, there's disclosure. The level of disclosure is based on the level of trust. And when that level of trust is there, then you can start to express emotions and values and opinions and beliefs. So you're becoming more intimate with that. Because ultimately, what Elaine wants to do is to become so that she has deeper friendships with people. And shop talk is the first level that has to happen before that happens.
Yeah, you can't go straight in, I guess, and just say
can't
hello
do
and tell me about your personal life.
Precisely.
But what you're really emphasising for Elaine here, and for someone with issues like Elaine, would be to put the emphasis on the other person a bit.
Absolutely.
To draw out of them.
Make them feel safe. Make them how you want to feel, which is safe, because that's what everybody's looking for. They need to feel safe around you, and the way you do that is literally things like eye contact, it's things like smiling at them, it's things like maybe complimenting them on the safe stuff. Say, I like what you're wearing there, that's, you know, and that will lead to a conversation.
How do you make a conversation flow? Is it that initial setup, or if I want to call it a setup,
Yeah.
or
Well,
a pre kind
yeah,
of
you can help
deep
it along.
conversation?
Most people will interact if you make them feel safe. So the first thing you can do something like a commentary. You can say, oh, I see you're wearing a badge there. What's with that badge?
Right.
Yeah. So they will tell you, oh, well, I got this, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So the conversation's starting to talk there. Or really, if you're not so good yourself at talking to people, the real trick is to get them talking about themselves. You can do that by using what we call basically an open-ended question.
Okay.
You know, so you can say an open-ended question would provoke a response that they have to think about. And while they're thinking, they're talking. And while they're talking, you can be relaxing. You've ever had that situation where
Would you
someone
ever pick up at the end of their sentence?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You can, you know, at the end of the sentence, someone says something, say, oh, I'm going through a really manic time. Things have absolutely been crazy around here. And you say, you've been crazy around here? Oh, absolutely crazy around here. You know, I've just been going insane. You've been going insane? Oh, absolutely insane. And before you know it, they're off. Like, and you sit
It's a
back
very
and let them
American
talk.
approach, isn't it? It is. I mean, I notice always Americans will always ask you about yourself. Wow, really? And
Absolutely.
And you manage to share stuff that you don't notice. Do you feel at this stage now that you feel that, you know, the therapists that you've had with Brian, the sessions you've had with Brian, has made you see things differently?
Definitely, just pushing myself to do things, get out and just get out there. There's nothing to worry about, and it's all good. Like, nothing bad can come of it. So.
And I suppose really what Elaine is gaining here is, I suppose, one word: confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Confidence to be open with other people, as
Yeah.
you would be.
And
with
not to
your
worry about
family.
what people think of me.
And would you be like that?
Yeah, I'd be stressed out all the time. Well, what are they saying? What are they thinking? Do I look okay? All this.
And the funny part is when people are having conversations, they don't even notice. It's just,
That all gets lost.
it should be natural, shouldn't it? It should just be a natural flow. Okay, well, thank you very much for coming in, and Brian, thank you for your ongoing help. Now, of course, Elaine is going to continue to meet with Brian on her emotional journey, as will Tammy and Louise. And here's a quick glimpse of how they're getting on so far.
I found everything so helpful so far, and in such a short space of time I've come a very, very, very long way. If you had told me that I could start feeling like this, I wouldn't have believed it. So I do recommend that those exercises are followed, and you know, give it a go. You've nothing to lose, and I certainly have just gone into this with an open mind and you know, very willing attitude, and it is working for me.
On Wednesday night, I went up to Abbey. The reason I found myself there was because obviously through the Lark Cancer Centre, they have an annual memorial for all their cancer patients, which I thought was beautiful. To be there and sing hymns and to say prayers, and some people wrote poems, and then we lit candles, you know, for the loved ones, and we all said a prayer for each individual. You could just say the person's name, and it meant a lot to me. It helped me. It's that stepping out and getting on with things.
Obviously very emotional there for Elaine, and thanks again to Brian and Elaine for being with us today.
Thank you.
Excellent stuff. I saw you earlier on when she came in, and I said, how are you getting on? She goes, I don't care what anybody thinks of me. We were there, yes. Anyway, still to come on the show, an alternative to Christmas dinner that doesn't centre on the big bird.
And nearly 30 years on since AIDS hit the headlines, have our prejudices changed? We're going to be talking more about that right after this.
See you then.
See you then.